have a man who's looking for a trad wife who wants her to be younger, obviously, so that he can manipulate and control her. He doesn't want her to have a career, clearly, so that she has to depend on him for everything, including money. She needs money to go shopping, go out. She needs his permission to do anything. Why is anybody surprised?
MAFS Australia, Tuesday the 4th of March, episode 2, E4.
And first of all, we have Katie. I love Katie. I think she's such a nice, genuine person. I think she's beautiful, she's caring. I was loving everything about her. The only thing I didn't like was this jacket thing that she had over her wedding dress. It just looked like an old jumper. But other than that, loved her. Then we had Tim, who originally I thought was a nice guy, mainly because he said he was a nice guy and I believed him. But at the Bucks party, Elliot was saying that if he wasn't attracted to his bride, he would just leave the experiment, and he was like, oh no, oh, that's so terrible, I would never do that. What happened at his wedding? Katie walks in, he's not happy. She's already got confidence issues because she says that her ex told her to lose weight when she was on holiday. What a fucking joke. Now listen, this isn't the best picture, right? But she's actually stunning. As for him, well, he's not ugly, but I mean, he can't really be one to judge if we're being honest. So the whole time he's acting awkward as fuck, and after the wedding he was talking to the producer and he says, I didn't really know what to expect, but I didn't expect this. I normally like girls with brown hair who are short and petite. Another man who looks like this, who expects a girl who looks like that. Now I know that we've all got types, right? Personally, I don't have a preference to body type. Even when I was skinny, I never had a preference. I think it's just shallow. But he was obviously expecting to go on the show and get this Barbie doll looking woman, who you obviously can't get outside because he's single and he can't find somebody. He wasn't even really willing to give it a try. The photographer was telling him to hug and he was literally like pulling away for her. There was no need. When they went up to cut the cake, she went like that, like to get a kiss on the cheek, and he couldn't even give her a kiss on the cheek. Come on, to fuck. You'd think that she was absolutely hack at the way he was acting. So she was embarrassed because he wouldn't give her a kiss, and she took him for a chat after the wedding. And he says, oh, I was just nervous. And she says, oh, that's good, I was worried that you weren't attracted to me or whatever. And I felt so sorry for her because she seems like, honestly, such a nice woman. And she's good looking as well, right? I felt so sad for her. And he has not got a fucking set of balls on him. He couldn't even be honest. He didn't have to be nasty. All he had to say was, like, you're not my usual type, but I'm willing to give it a go. I don't understand why he was so standoffish. It was absolutely fucking pathetic. So he absolutely fucking wrecked her day. When they went back to the house, they didn't even sleep in the same room. I mean, come on, but you can't even sleep in the same room as somebody. He's a child. But later on that night he chapped the door and he had a chat with her and he says, oh, there wasn't an initial spark or whatever. So the next morning she was in some state. She was greeting and she says, oh, not having a spark means that you don't find me attractive. And he says, oh, do you still want to go on the honeymoon? It's up to you. And I just felt like he had an absolute cheek to judge Elliot when he says that he would leave the wedding if he wasn't attracted to the bride. Because at this point he was ready to just go. He was ready to leave the wedding, and he's really not willing to give it any sort of chance whatsoever, and she deserves better. When he was originally talking about himself, and he was talking about how such a nice guy he was, and I was falling for it, once again. But it usually is the self-proclaimed nice guys that are absolute dicks. I've got absolutely nothing against people having a type, but she's right, him saying, oh, there isn't an initial spark. There's people who have been friends for years before they fall in love with each other. Now, I'm not trying to suggest that they be fake married for years, but at least give it a couple of weeks. At least give it some sort of chance. All he's saying is that she's not a fucking size 10 and he wants to flee the country. Well, do you know what? Fucking take a look at yourself, Tim. Next we have Dave, who says he's a bit of an introvert. He's so tall. I can't remember what height he is, but he's so tall. Loads of tattoos. And he says that people are intimidated by him because of his height and his tattoos, but he's actually like such a nice guy. Well, we'll soon see. As I just said, some of these nice guys are complete fucking skis bags. He says that he needs somebody with confidence, somebody to take him out of his shell. Well, they definitely brought him somebody like that. He was matched with Jamie, who is very confident, very loud, very in your face. Lauren absolutely can't stand her, which makes me like her even more because fuck that bitch. Before I go on, I would like to say I absolutely fucking detest these wedding pictures. They look as if they've been married under an underpass. As you can see, he's very tall, he's got tattoos. She was loving it. When she was walking down the aisle, she was like, oh, is that neck tats? She's so excitable. And in this bit, when she was asking him hundreds of questions, she was literally asking him just millions of questions. And I think at this point he was getting a wee bit overwhelmed, but I think overall he's quite happy with her. They two slept in the same room. They didn't have sex apparently, but they got up the next morning and they were like hugging and kissing and just like really loving each other. Then it went back to Lauren and Elliot. They were having troubles. Well, she couldn't even get him out of bed. He wasn't interested. He was moaning because she was too flashy because she had matching suitcases, which she bought with her own money because she works, which he obviously doesn't like because he doesn't want a woman who's independent. He wants a trad wife. That means stay at home, don't have any qualifications, rely on me for everything, ask me for money to go out, ask me for money to do anything in life, and just be a fucking weak ass bitch. Meanwhile, she's wanting to be a trad wife. She wants to have a career, come home after a long day at work and then run after this dick. Why? I mean, listen, each to their own. I absolutely detest working for a living, but I would rather do that than have to work all day and then come home and run after a man. I mean, would I consider staying at home and looking after the house while he was at work? I would consider it, but you don't want me doing the cooking and cleaning, that's for sure. What was your thoughts on this situation? Do you not feel as if you could have put in a bit more effort? Aye, okay, didn't fancy her. Big fucking wow. I hope somebody out there watches this, a single man, and thinks, do you know what? She is absolutely lovely. She's stunning. She's caring. Get me in touch with her. Get me in touch with her. I'm going on a date because she deserves it. I'm absolutely loving her. Sending hearts. Tapping the screen to her and sending hearts because I think she's great. Let me know what you thought of the episode, and I'll leave you by saying once again, Australian reality TV is 100 times better than in any other country. Thank you, and goodbye.